Is this on? Yes, please. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the open stage. Okay, so we're just going to go through it pretty quickly. I think Sinead has covered all health and safety that you need to know. So I'm not going to say very much about the first act, other than it's an absolute pleasure to have them here, and I'm absolutely honoured to introduce the Risky Proximity Players with their show. This particular act is called... I love this. On Tuesdays, we wear sexy hats and tell ourselves it's fine to bleed.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you. So it's Tuesday. And of course on Tuesdays, we do indeed wear sexy hats. And we tell ourselves that it's fine to bleed.
His face, a puckering, bloating thing. Lips curling to vainly contain the glee. His eyes, like the freckles on dice, rolling, spinning, juddering to a stop. His eyebrows, manic shrugs of amber fluff, fish hooking up and down his face. Stoney wanted me to say it. Unspoken words bulged out his lips into a pout, puffed his cheeks to swallow eyes. His hands enwrapped in shopping bags, palsied with pleasure, rustling. Smirking, I leant against the door frame. Let the pressure build. We'll see who breaks first. Excited words worked in the softness of his face, boiling, broiling, until with a burst of exasperation Stoney threw his chin upwards, hands shuddering.
Christ, just say it!
I examined the cuticles of my right hand minutely. Say what? I asked, nonchalance leaving the words half-formed, as if I could go 100 lives and never know the answer. He narrowed his eyes.
Oh, you!
He shook his head, words unfit to express his detestation. In one swift, tumbling jounce my facade fell. We shared a wide, face-cracking grin. What day is it? I asked. Stoney held the plastic bags level with his face, shook them, rustling from side to side.
It's Tuesday!
Stoney knelt beside my bed. His hands scurried in the plastic bag, closed upon their quarry, then backed out slowly, delicately.
What about this one? The brim's rather fetching, don't you think?
My breath caught. In his hands, an emerald Homburg, flecked with tiger's eyes. Its grosgrain ribbon a murderous electric pink, the brim a tinkling cascade of teardrops linked with copper rings. Can I? I held out my hand. The green felt was lovely to the touch, and the faux diamonds split the light in rainbows. How sexy is this? I asked. Stoney waggled his fluffy eyebrows.
It's a 5.
Caressing it, I slowly blew air through pursed lips. I don't know if I could pull off a 5. He rolled his eyes.
Oh, come on! Little children wear 5s. You're more than ready.
Shouldn't I try a 3? And if that works, go to 4. Just for safety. Walk before you can run and all that. His eyelids came down, scorn bleeding into every syllable.
5 is the lowest I have. Honestly, if you choose anything less than 5, I'm telling you now, we are not friends. I will not be seen with anyone wearing a 4. Certainly not a 3.
I looked at it. Maybe if we take the diamonds off the brim?
Have you had a stroke? The brim is the sexiest part. Come on, give it back to me.
He held out his hand, fingers snapping inward impatiently.
I can't trust you with that. Give.
Oh, calm down, I'm not going to do anything.
You better not.
I placed the green Homburg carefully on the bed. What else can I try? A sudden winning smile heralded another rummagey rustle.
This is a 6.
My mouth opened, and an open palm shushed me.
Don't panic. It's not an ostentatious 6. It's an understated 6. I think it would look the business on you.
And as he extracted it slowly, he sang.
Act like you know, Rico. I know what Bo don't know. Touch them up and go. Uh-oh, ching-chang-chang.
A top hat. passed to me to hold. And I could see that what I thought was solid black was instead a pattern of leopard spots in grey and anthracite, alternating matte and gloss. And the brim was ribbed in charcoal bones, and from the dark grey puggery a feather, long and straight, honey brown and stroked in black. I run my thumb along it. Stoney leans towards me.
The feather's from a pheasant's tail.
Soft, lightly scented.
It's real. My uncle caught it.
And bones on the brim are drops of coal.
And net, he learned their language.
So close to me.
The material's dark, and it complements your eyes.
His breath on my ear. I like it. Stoney sat back suddenly, grinned.
I knew you would. Trust me.
Placing the top hat on my lap, I asked, "What are you going to wear?"
Me? I've got a 9 ready to go. Atomic fuchsia zucchetto, leather chin strap falsetto paneling. But get that hat on, let's see the fit.
I looked at him. I can't. Sorry, Stoney. I'm not sure how. He made a face.
Want me to hold your hand as well?
There's no need to be. Just show me how to put it on, okay? I want to get it right. Upon the heavens did his orbs alight, and slackly peeved his mouth did sigh.
You'll have to learn to put one on yourself eventually.
I will. Just show me how, okay? I've only ever worn 2s and 3s. Chewing his lips, Stoney opened a brown cloth bag.
Pay attention,
He said, empty it out on the bed. Needle, thread, glue, staples, pins, thumbtacks, razor blades, painkillers. His eyes twinkled, a French accent slithering between his lips.
I shall do this only once.
I grimaced. Painkillers dulled the pain, but I felt blood dribble down the curve of my ear.
It's fine.
Stoney whispered, tapping my naked shoulder.
Bleeding is fine, absolutely.
He gritted his teeth, pushed the pin in.
Fine.
The sound of metal forcing itself stubbornly in stages into bone sent vibrations crunching down my neck. He dabbed it with a cloth.
You'll be fine. Just think how sexy you'll be. A 6. Bet you never thought you'd get that far so soon.
Nodding, I softly vomited into the bowl. Stoney's hand was upon my upper arm.
Just imagine me and you striding down the main street. A 9 and a 6. They'll shit themselves, all those 2s and 3s.
If you say so, I gasped, spitting.
I do say so. Now,
he put a wooden spoon between my teeth.
bite down on the handle. I'm just about to do the hooks.
Under the brim, Stoney cut shallow grooves, and that was fine. Couldn't feel them. But when he bent lengths of wire into double-ended hooks and speared them, heated through muscle, well, I went to sleep for a while. When I woke up, my sexy hat was secured to my scalp by glue and hooks and staples, and my blinked eyes stiffened with dried blood. Stoney knelt beside me. He tugged the brim of my hat.
Now that's secure.
I smiled weakly.
Now, more importantly, which one do you want? Purple or paisley?
I pointed at the purple thong. Lord, have mercy. We hit the town hard. And once we bought 6D batteries, the music burst from Stoney's cassette player, perched unflappably on his shoulder.
Hit it! Na 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 na. Here come the hot stepper.
It was cold in just a thong, no matter how sexy our hats were. And uncomfortable. And people turned to look as we walked up the centre of Main Street. Stoney, I said, Stoney.
Let them. Jealous. Like they can pull off anything sexier than that one.
A man in the door of the pharmacy wolf whistled, and when we turned to look, he shook his hips from side to side and grinned.
Jealous. Jealous.
Nervously, I touched my top hat, and I must have torn something free because a panther's tail of blood dropped curling in my eye. Stoney! I squeaked.
It's fine,
He said, thumbing the fluid away from my lid.
It's just the skin. It's just the skin.
And there, kneeling in the roadway, we heard it. High and distant, echoing along the lines of shops so that words are lost in the sounds of each other. Music. And blood scooped from my eye, I saw them, stepping into line at the turn of the road between the vets and the Protestant graveyard. A half dozen, wearing hats and thongs, and all with chromium cassette players glistening on their shoulders. Tits McGuinness, and Bosco Sherlock, and the rest of the Black Hill boys. I'm scared, I said.
Fix your hat.
Stoney whispered.
Tease a curl of hair down over your eye. We make history tonight.
And leaning, Stoney kissed me, lightly, on the lips, and long I felt it so. Found my fingers touching my lips again. Lifting the cassette player, he strode away. I rose and stumbled after him. We stopped by the toll house.
Look at them.
Stoney murmured.
We can take them.
Tits McGuinness slunk forward, biting his lip, his swaggering palms outstretched, the noon sun playing on his saffron polyester tam o' shanter, his plum gabardine thong.
Stoney!
He shouted, hooking his thumbs into his underwear.
What's your answer? You gonna step in town with the Black Hill boys, or you gonna keep going your own way?
Stoney winked at me. His finger raked the line of posing men.
At 2. At 2, at 3. And what's that?
He jabbed his finger at a fat, sunburnt gent.
A balaclava with fuck written on it. Come on, Bosco, that's not sexy at all. That's barely a 1. Jesus, lads, you're not even trying.
Stoney spun elegantly, clicked his fingers.
You see what I'm wearing? You see what me and my boy are wearing? Black Hill boys can't handle that much sexy.
McGuinness turned bright red.
You watch your fucking mouth, Stoney! My boys can't even spell sexy. You're the sorriest, most frigid-looking crew it's ever been my misfortune to encounter. Just talking to you takes my 9 down to 7.
My eyes were on the fists of McGuinness, swollen fingers grinding against each other like uncooked liver.
That's your answer. Cross my heart, hope to die. That can be arranged.
With a roar, McGuinness lunged at Stoney and the world around me exploded into movement and sound. I only saw snatches of it, frozen moments. Stoney ducking under the fist of McGuinness and rising, jabbing an elbow into the flap of his neck and sending him gasping onto his face. Stoney spinning to kick a stone 100 yards to knock the sexy cap of one of McGuinness's boys. Stoney turning to me, saying,
Keep down, keep quiet, think of all the sequins we'll plunder.
The cassette player spun like a hammer, bursting in a spray of plastic and metal on the chest of one, blinding another. Both caps thrown high into the air. McGuinness in the gutter, shouting,
Their hats! Knock their fucking hats off!
Bosco Sherlock weeping, bleating as Stoney pulls his balaclava off and slaps the livid sunburned pork of his shoulder blades. And me, my back against the wall of the chipper, watching Stoney go to work and laughing, feeling the softness of the sexy hat he had me wearing. I wore a 6 for him. Next time I'll wear a 9. We'll both wear 9s. Together. And Stoney landing a kick on a flabby thonged arse and joining me in laughter and looking to me with flashing eyes. And McGuinness. Suddenly it's in the hand of McGuinness. A blade, the length and thickness of my thumb. And in that moment thoughts dropping through me clear and cold. The rules! That's against the rules! Tits McGuinness snarls. Stoney doesn't see. I sprint. I put myself between the blade and Stoney. And then I go to sleep for a while. And when I wake up, he's there. And the hat looks so good on him. Stoney, I say. Stoney. Stonely, I've something to... He's holding my hand. Stonely, I've something to...
Hold on, Petey. There's the siren. Hear that? They're coming. Hold on.
He smiles.
Hold on.
I can't. I'm sorry, Stonely.